Hello folks and welcome back to Hardspace Shipbreaker. Let's go ahead and wake up. Yeah, minimum payment per day. Okay, so we did not get a new ship type. I wasn't really expecting it, but it would have been nice. With those new links tokens, we can go ahead and upgrade our equipment. Laser cutter is not all the way upgraded, so let's go ahead and do that a little bit. It's basically boosting the range a little bit on both of these, which can only help us. Need to get the repair up too, but it looks like durability, yeah, durability's fine. Totally good. Alright, see what other ships we can have here. Okay, they still have the Oceanus. Oh, that's doable. It's a class 1 reactor, no big deal. The Exo Lab, I think we've only pulled a couple of those before. That might be fun. Although, if there's an AI ship, I think I want to do one of those again. No AI ships so far. Those are all level 7s. Okay, we need to take some of these off the marker, looks like. Okay. This one's a little big for me right now. Look at this one. There we go. Class 1 reactor. I think we want to do the... Let's do the research ship. That's the Exo Lab, right? Yeah, let's do one of these. Just wondering what these fins are. I think these are supposed to be solar sails, but I don't actually know. Let's find out. Let's go. Should be able to do this in a single shift. Since it's only 5 salvage levels, we should totally be able to do this. Okay, buy me some tethers.
Well, I may have made a real mess of my day.
Oh, that should be a DD. What do you got?
What's up, D? Grabbed a salvage runner to work on. Gecko glass. Don't know why. Hate working on them.
I think they're fun.
Fun? They're about as fun as running naked through a cactus patch.
What's a cactus patch?
Terrible construction. Complete death trap to salvage. Can't imagine what flying one's like. Oh, and then there's the joy of discovering whatever absolute trash they were hauling. You're lucky if it's just twisted scrap. More likely it's leaking rad filters or corroded fuel tanks that pop just by looking at them.
Oh, yeah. That does kind of suck.
I just wanted to punish myself, I guess.
Ooh. Good luck with that, D.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a deregulator here. Would have expected to see one at least inside the door, but I didn't see it at all. Oh, it's broken. Of course it is. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and pop this one and see if I can at least get one inside here, maybe, in the cargo. Yeah, here we go. It's probably going to close the door, but it did not. Okay, so we're good.
Air pressure level decreasing.
That wasn't too bad at all. Cockpit is still accessible on all sides, looks like. I was really expecting, once I opened those doors, to kind of just say it was all foobar, but no, we're good. Alright then, let's go ahead and pull the thruster out. And get the hell out of here.
Airlock.
Now the real trick is, yeah, the compartments are still pressurized. Kind of expected that, though I didn't want to confirm it, but now we've confirmed it. Well, okay, move you over to the side. Let's grab on here. I have a feeling this door doesn't go outside. Yeah, this is the compartment to go to the hole, so this is gonna hurt a little bit. Well, let's do it. Alright, locked on, there we go. Okay, but that should be the entire thing, right? Yes. Okay, that did it. Huzzah. Great. Now we go outside and pull the thruster out. Hopefully there's actually something reasonable to the ship. The antenna doesn't look that bad. And have we ever had a problem with the geckos she's talking about? I don't think we have. I mean, the most they ever carry for us is, like, junk cargo. Like, it doesn't even matter. So what are these things? These are solar sails. Okay, that's what I thought they were. Looks like they're joined on the inner hull, though. That's going to be a little more difficult. I could cut these. Only grade 2, so I can cut those. I have to use demos for these. Before I do that, let me see if I can just pull this out. There we go. So you go to the barge. You down to the barge too.
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying
Okay,
credit.
so now we apply demo charge here. Does that work? I was hoping that would actually cut differently, but no, there's no chance it's going to cut all at once. Okay, we'll cut here. Yeah, it's not big enough of an explosion to cut where I want it to cut. That's okay. And then cut here. And then I suppose we should tether them down to the barge, right? Because that's where they need to go. I don't think it'll pull the entire ship. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's complaining right now, but that's okay. So switch over and boom. Yeah, there we go. Hurt a little bit, but we're okay. Probably could have just cut that one, but whatever.
Transferring credits.
Okay, so now we start yanking pieces of the hull out, or we do have external pieces here. Oh, we have to pull the thruster itself, right? Pull the thruster cap, but not the actual thruster.
Credits deposited.
Come on, come on, come on. You know you want to come out here. You know you want it. Get over here. Oh my god. I have to disconnect this entire thing. Yeah, that's not coming out anytime soon. Okay, well, then that's alright. We'll figure another way out. Pull the door controls. I don't need those anymore. Okay. It does look like we just have a straight exit, so if I pull like this here, this should just drop. Here we go. Slow you down a little bit. That was a weird sound, but it didn't break, so I'm gonna take it.
Applying credit to account.
Let's not pull the computers just yet, but if I want to pull this thruster out, I've got to separate these pieces out. Let's take this out.
Processing valuable objects.
On the upside, that'll let me get inside the walls here, I think. Okay, so then you tether to a jack. I'm gonna have to pull the other part out too, but we'll be able to get the thruster out eventually. Alright, get up there. While that's going, let's go ahead and pull as much of this as we can. The ship got a little twisted there. Well, these things happen.
Salvage registered.
I'll have to straighten out the ship at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's see if I can pull this part off. I think the computers are attached to the ceiling, but this will be a test. Nope, not actually attached to the ceiling. Okay, good. And away you go. I know sometimes the computers being attached will actually, like, not let you be able to take the ceiling off. But maybe that's only in the passenger vessels. Maybe the exo labs are different. Okay, so you come down with me here. Yeah, we've twisted this a little bit, but maybe that'll work to our favor. You come down through the hole we just made. Go over there. And this is a little tricky, but doable. Well, there's no hidden explosives. I think only happened once. That hidden explosive, like, completely ruined our day, so I'm always wary of it now. Of course, since it was hidden, I don't think we'd ever really know that's what it was, but what I suspected it was, because a booby-trap data drive doesn't really make a lot of sense. But a tucked away, like, fuel rod or something kind of does. So maybe I just hit something wrong somewhere. And remember that for basically every single one of these salvage pieces. Okay, let's take the ceiling off. It is weird, like, you can tell this was made by somebody who lives in Gravity, because there's actually, like, a ceiling floor. Because when you're under thrust, that's not where the ceiling and floor are going to be. The ceiling and floor are going to be back there. That's where the floor is when you're under thrust. Because that's what your brain's going to tell you when you're you know, traveling at 36,000 per second or whatever. You know, your body's going to tell you, hey, the floor's over that way now. And the design of the ship is not made to account for that, so it's going to be weird. And it'll throw you off. Or throw you off, rather. Now we get a straight shot to the barge, so we should just be able to grab everything and dump it. Although I guess the table they don't want. So the table being attached to the wall is weird. Well, I guess that is a thing. The tables attached to walls will work all over the place. It's actually kind of annoying, because you can't move the tables in. Like, you want to make it like a slide adjustment table? Nope. Not happening. You have to call in the work... You have to call in some kind of work request to get the table moved, which is just absurd. Because they're all attached to the walls. Of course, that's because we have cubes. Like, if we had actual offices, that probably wouldn't be a thing. Well, see, I say that, but now I remember back in the day when I actually had an office, way back then. It was kind of like a glorified cube. Like, basically, the only difference between it and a cube was that the walls were higher. That was it. That was the only difference. Which was nice, but it was basically like tech for sure. So that worked the same way as the cube did. Is like all the tables were attached to the walls.
Credit applied.
But still, better than a regular cube, because you could actually, like, close the door and have some privacy. Actually, like, get your work done and cut off some of the noise from outside.
Credit transferred.
Which is why I'm so glad to be working remote now. I mean, it's still noisy in different ways, but at least in ways I know how to handle.
Credits awarded.
You know, if your neighbors are noisy, just whatever, you know, it happens. At least it's, like, through several walls, as opposed to, like, being, like, right next to your ear.
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some of these lights. I don't think we necessarily need all of them. There's something going over my head. Oh, hello. The tether ran out, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna burn this. You rotating is weird, by the way. I don't know if I can deal with that. If I can actually match your rotation a little bit. My tether did not... Okay, now your tether ran out. But it's probably been bouncing this entire time. Okay, so I can slide this out, and that goes to the processor. And then the tether comes out.
Valuable object.
Or not tether, the thruster comes out. Come on, thruster. Come on, thruster. There you go. There you go. Come on. There you go. You got it. And you go that way. And then you go that way. Okay, I was meaning to do that for a while, so I'm glad that's done. This looks almost ready to separate, doesn't it? Let me go ahead and see what happens when we pull this off. This looks like just framing. Like, it doesn't seem like it does anything. Maybe like a crash frame, maybe? Like, it does kind of look like a crash bar. Looks like it's meant to be like, I didn't see that there, we impacted it, but we didn't actually damage the actual ship.
Object processed. Transferring credits.
So, I don't know, I kind of feel like fenders are kind of made the same way, but we've adjusted the fenders the same way we've adjusted ties, right? Like, if your tie gets damaged, well, it's done its job. It protected your shirt. That's what it was made to do. But people will then say, oh no, like, I have to, like, repair my tie. No, dude, that's not how this works. That's not what the tie was made for. Ties have now accelerated, or, advanced, improved, like, evolved, I guess is another word for it. Moved, anyway, to an idea of, like, this is something I need to protect. It's like, no, dude, the fender is there to take the hits so that your actual car body doesn't. Now, granted, once it does that, it's probably a good idea to replace the fender, because then, you know, a new fender can do a better job of taking those hits than an old fender that's already taken hits. That's true. But debatable utility, again. Just whatever you do, don't accidentally explode the thruster fuel. It would be funny, but not actually helpful. I probably need to grab that, huh? And needs a strong word, but I'll go ahead and collect it. What the hell? That is a bottle that goes to the furnace. Push up against you here. There you go. And you go that way. There's a lot of wires in there. That's going to definitely impact our movement for sure.
Processing valuable
And the
deposits.
mattresses are also going to be in our way. Let's see if I can get a good shot here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Don't think the mattress is actually attached to the floor. It is not. Okay, good. Speaking of things not attached, I'm gonna pull you out. So the bed frame goes to the barge, but the mattress I know doesn't. But there doesn't seem to be a mattress.
Valuable object.
How do you have a bed frame without a mattress? How does that happen? Did you get pulled out already? I guess they would have noted that to me here. But there's no mattress at all. That's super strange. Maybe somebody already did that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Account credit applied.
Where did it go? It's right here the whole time. Well, one of them anyway. I don't know where the second one went. Disappeared in the ether. Ether? One of those. It's either ether or ether. It's got to be ether, right? Ether sounds more fantastical somehow. It's the same letters, but just different configuration. Sometimes makes all the difference. Grab you. Good to go.
Deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
Okay. You are a personal terminal, so I don't necessarily care about you. Oh, there's the other mattress.
Salvage
Alright, pull you over here.
Credits deposited.
You go to the barge. Okay, I think that's all the loose pieces. Thruster fuel. I guess we could use some fuel. Although that apparently that is not usable. Never mind. There's actually nothing usable here. That's too bad. We'll have to go and get some oxygen pretty soon. Okay, go and separate this out. Okay, that'll move the cockpit away, though I don't think I need to actually move it. Maybe. It might be the only way in. Let's see. Move that into the barge. Assume I'm on my way in. Okay, so there's the airlock there. Wow, the wires are definitely going to be a problem. That's the same problem we had with the piping. The wires all go to the furnace. So, well, the piping in the last ship actually had the benefit that we didn't need to pull it because it was also going into the processor. But here, we need to separate these out because the parts that are going to the processor are going to be different from the parts going to the furnace. So that's an issue. As much as I would love this just to separate as soon as I do this, it's probably not going to happen. Yep, already burned all the pieces out of the airlock, and that's it. Okay, well, I need to take this part out in order to make sure that I can pull the other pieces out too. You go just directly in the furnace. There you go.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Now I might be able to get away with not necessarily cutting everything. Maybe. I don't know, I still need to cut everything, huh? Yeah, because the same idea, right? I need to go to the... You drop it in different places. If it was all going to the processor, that'd be easy.
Salvage secured.
But it's not.
Account credit applied.
Okay, so I do need to cut this. That's too bad. Because it's attached. If it wasn't attached, it'd be dead simple. Separatable yet? Nope. Okay, pull you. What's attached there? Maybe there's a... Oh shit, that's a lot of power cells. Okay. I'm tempted to try to speedrun this and do this, like... Just dump it wherever I think it needs to go. Okay, that's why that's so... This is here.
Salvage deposit
Okay,
secured.
the wires on both
Credits
levels
awarded.
is kind of annoying. Now, is it separable? There we go. That comes out. That goes over there. You dump into the barge. Okay, so there's gonna be power cells all over the place.
Salvage registered. Transferring credits.
Seems like a shame to waste all these wires, but I guess the game knows what it's done.
Processing object.
Also, it seems like one of these would be tied to a power cell on the other side, so it might erupt. So let me just make sure that's not gonna happen. Okay, so we can separate this out by burning these on the middle. That work? I think that works. The real trick is, can I burn that? Oh, it separated the frickin'... Okay. Come over here. So it did kind of work, but not exactly the way I wanted. So now I have to separate the frickin' power cell away. There we go. Dump that way. We dump that way.
Salvage deposited.
Let's move out yet?
Credit
Nope.
to account.
You come through here. And dump. And then the power cell over here also separated. Of course, but not in the way I wanted it to. I got you. No worries.
Salvage deposit confirmed.
So is there a better way to do this? Probably. No idea what that would be, though. If I had a cleaner shot to the insides here, I'd be safer, but I don't know what that would necessarily
Salvage
entail.
deposit accepted. Credit
Also, is that the reactor there? Ooh, that actually shorted a bunch of stuff. Yep, okay, we're gonna stay away from that for a little bit.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
See, I have a clear shot here, kinda. But only kinda. Okay, here's the reactor
Salvage
here.
accepted.
Okay, that makes it a
Applied.
little easier. So probably want to pull those power cells late. Let me burn this junction. And burn here. As long as there's no power cell right there. And there isn't, and I should be able to burn this. Okay, you come out, go to the furnace. If I can get the... How many this is gonna work? I need to get the wall away from the reactor so that I can pull the reactor easily. Oh, I'm gonna lose oxygen here. Hold on.
Raw material
I'm gonna do
deposit.
that right now. Oh, okay. A little bit of a crash.
Warning. Oxygen reserves are low.
Almost have it though.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Much better. Thank you. That is definitely a twisted ship. Let me get the cockpit moved over to one of the jacks. Maybe actually I won't be able to do something different there? Maybe not. That is a heavy cockpit. Well, I might be able to do something here. It depends. The wires probably go to the solar cell, right? Yes they do. Alright, so I pull you out. Short everything you want, if you really want.
Salvage deposit registered.
But that short actually
Account
worked.
credited.
A couple things got shorted, but nothing too bad. As long as I don't try to ground it, it should be fine. I just don't go near it at all, that's fine. Is that actually separated, or I need to cut the one... I need to cut this one here, don't I? Okay, cut you. So you can basically let that just disperse as much as possible. Okay, does this actually move, or do I need to do something else? It does move. Okay, great. So you go to the barge. And that comes out too, so go ahead and just go down to the barge. Okay, the reactor is where? The reactor
Salvage
is...
secured. Credit
Where is the
deposited.
reactor? I thought it was on this side. Oh no, I flipped upside down, didn't I? I was totally upside down, it says the other side. Yep, there it is. I see it now. Okay. Same deal here. Just yank these really fast. If they arc, they arc. But we've got some electrical resistance. Like that one arced a lot.
Transferring credit.
As long as it doesn't set off the reactor, though, we're fine. See, so that's the danger right now, because there's a lot of these power cells right next to the reactor.
Salvage
If that
deposit
arcs,
confirmed. Applying
the
credit.
reactor's still at full power, or full health, or whatever you want to call it. So we're probably okay right now, but it is a risk. Definitely do not want to set this thing off. Hey, door control here. Fine. Okay, burn that for sure.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Let that
Credit
come
transferred.
out. Okay, we got another wire piece, but that's okay, because they all burn anyway. There you go. Separatable yet? Oh, I need to pull the solar sails out. This actually makes me want to play Kerbal Space Program. Like designing these ships, it's got to be as much fun as taking them apart. We'd think, right? I remember a lot of fun in Kerbal Space Program. Heard bad things about the sequel, mostly performance issues though, and I kind of remember that being true of the original game too.
Salvage
I could have
deposit.
sworn
Applying
the
credit to
the original
account.
game had some serious performance issues before it finally stabilized and then it was ready for release. So I kind of suspect the same is going to be true for KSP2. Though it took them, what, I want to say like 5 years or something to get KSP1 in decent shape. That could very well be true for KSP2. Like 5 years from now is a long time in game development world.
Raw material accepted.
Okay, interesting design there, but sure. Come on out. There you go. We have a stray cell there. Pull you out separately, I guess. And then your wire. There.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Okay. At the reactor yet? Not yet. We're in some dangerous territory. It's not that dangerous yet. It's getting dangerous, but not actually dangerous yet. It does look like this part should be separatable now. Go ahead and drag you over, see if that happens.
Salvage deposit secured.
There we go. Great.
Credits awarded.
That'll help a little bit. You just don't know how the power cell's gonna react, right? Sometimes it sparks, sometimes it doesn't.
Salvage secured.
We pull it fast enough,
Applying credit.
then
Salvage
theoretically,
Rewards assigned.
maybe that's the secret. Maybe I need to pull the power cell this way, right? Make sure it comes with the wire piece it's attached to, and then it won't spark until it's away from the reactor.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
That means we have to do a lot of cutting, but that might be the safest way to go. Just gotta be really careful about these cats. Okay, that does not involve a power cell on it. Get up a little bit. There you go. This comes out in one piece, right? No, it's not in one piece. How is the reactor piece going to come out? Pulling it towards me is always dangerous. I always prefer to drop it away from me if at all possible. Let me see. I can separate that piece for sure. And all those power cells face the reactor. Okay. Can I pull this away? I can. Okay. So that means these parts should be... No? Oh, they're all part of the same part? Okay, go to the jack. I need to deal with you separately, apparently. Oh, interesting. Okay, no, that actually works for me. Oh, that's right. Didn't we do this last time, too? This looks very familiar now that I look at it. We've totally done this before. We separate out the wall from the reactor entirely. Just makes it easy.
Material accepted. Credits assigned.
Okay, well now we don't need to worry about sparking. That's great. Now if it does spark, big deal.
Salvage
We got
deposit registered.
3 more up
Account
here.
credited.
Okay, so we just need to be able to separate, just cut all the things. Basically, that's the answer, is you just cut all the
Credits
things,
deposited.
then all the things are cut, and you don't need to worry about it, and then it just goes away. Okay, now we cut all these things.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
We can
transferred.
dump them all in the furnace. I wonder if I could string them together. Think that would work? Well, we have a lot of tethers. It might work. Let me go ahead and cut all these, then we'll try string. Nope. There we go. Then we'll try tethering them all together and see if we can just do it in one giant daisy chain. Okay, so you connect to, I don't know, you. And then you connect to you. Oh, see, the thing is, it's gonna... Yeah, it's in a spaghetti. So the answer is no. The answer is no, that will not work. Okay, we'll dump those in the processor, because they're separated out from the... Oops. Separated out from the wires, though I think I may have lost some of those wires. Yeah, that was a hot mess and a half.
Material accepted.
I'll grab you. There we go. Come over
Processing
here.
valuable object. Credits awarded.
Just don't go into the... Don't go into the processor if you don't need to. Yeah, okay. Some of those cables got in the wrong places, unfortunately. So, okay, daisy chaining these don't work because they're not heavy enough. If they were heavier, like these big nanocarbon panels, that's something else. You can totally daisy chain those. But daisy chaining the small pieces just isn't gonna work. At least the reactor is easy.
Deposit accepted for processing.
Okay, so then if I cut all the things I need to cut on this side, it should just work. I don't think we even need to cut these. So any of the joining pieces, that includes this one here. Any other joining pieces I need to worry about? Let's see. That one there. That one there. That one there. And then finally, this one, I think. Okay, so now I think everything's separable. I think we can pull everything apart and we have much room to work. Of course, everything's also going to be loose, but that's a separate issue. Alright, so you go that way and we'll see what happens. Okay. Cut. The tether's cut. That was actually much better.
Material accepted.
Got to make sure to do this carefully so we don't lose any wires, because those wires are damn expensive. Can you turn around, please? Or I'll turn around. I guess that works too. There you go. Okay, you go into the
Salvage
furnace.
deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
And it's just so fiddly. But we're almost done. And we still have the cockpit to do, I think, but mostly we're still done. Got wires galore. Make sure you're separated. And anything that's separated can probably go and separate into the furnace as well. Really wish we could have like levels of
Salvage
tether
all met. Rewards will be paid.
so that we could like tether in like certain weighted objects. Like if they were all the same weight, make it so that they don't, I don't know, bash into each other as much. But I suppose the strength of tether is not variable, unfortunately. By pulling these out,
Salvage
that should make it a
deposit
little
secured.
easier.
Credits awarded.
I think the wires are still going to be attached. What we kind of need is the power cell was actually what determined the attachment of the wire.
Salvage
That would make it so that these would be a lot easier to move.
account.
Okay, take out those. That should move you out, right? Yep, there we go. You, come on, right there, there we go. And you come out? Nope, not yet. Okay, so separate you out. Separate you, and that should be the last cut piece. everything else should just move where we want it to go. Yeah, the pipes are much easier.
Credits.
The wires are doable, but I think anything with solar sail is going to be more trouble than it's worth. I mean, I guess it's still doable in the time limit, just... If you have to choose between pipes or sails, pipes every time. No question. See if that actually works. Should all daisy chain. In an actually acceptable way that might actually be, you know, extensible.
Processing valuable deposit. Credits transferred.
What do you know? There we go. I didn't forget any lights either. Okay. Let's see. You've got a whole bunch of nonsense. Yeah, okay. This all goes in the furnace. So away you go. Let's go and just drag that bad boy as far in the furnace as you can go. That should work.
Valuable object processed.
Okay, what do we got here for you? You go in the processor. There you go. You go in the processor. Someone's going to get you there. There we go. You are a data drive. Sure. Pick you up.
Raw material.
Sure, what the hell? What do you got? Hit tab. Not do anything. Some kind of hold? I guess we probably need to decrypt it first, huh? Probably can't just listen to it on the fly. Right, we need to be able to cut right here. Very carefully. Very exactly. Do not move. There we go. Can you imagine telling your patient that during surgery? Okay, I'm going to do this very carefully and very exactly, but I need you not to move.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
I mean, ideally, you'd be out for a kind of procedure like that, right? Why is the tether not working? Go that way, then. No? We're not going to go that way there? You got to pick a direction, bud. You got to pick a direction. Go that way. There you go. Sure, bonk things around a little bit. That's fine. That's probably how surgery was in some eras, you know, before anesthesia was really like an understood, and now it's not really all that understood. Like, you actually talk to some anesthesiologists, they're like, I have no idea why it works. Like, we know this works, we know what effect it has, but we don't know what it's actually doing. Like, we know it stops you from feeling, which is good for some of the stuff, so that's great, but we don't know why that's true. Like, it should be, like, except affecting the side of the brain. That's our theory, but we actually have no idea. We just know that when we make sure we inject you with this, it's a local anesthetic. We inject you with this, you basically feel every instance of the pain, but you forget about it 5 minutes later. So it's like you don't feel it. It just doesn't get stored to long-term memory. Which is actually kind of amazing. They can do that. That was actually offered that on my last dentist trip when I was going to do my root canal. I was like, okay, what option do you have for anesthesia? And they're like, okay, we have like the regular like Novocaine stuff.
Salvage secured.
We have these pills that you can take like a day before, and basically what it does is interrupt your short-term memory, so you'll feel everything, but you won't actually like remember it. And like, we do that plus a combination of the Novocaine, so that any pain you do feel through the Novocaine, you just won't remember having. The trouble is, of course, we can't let you, you know, walk around with this. Like, we definitely can't let you drive with this. So you've got to like arrange like transportation. It's a whole deal. I'm like, okay, well, it sounds cool. Also, I've got this whole problem with like continuation of consciousness. Like, there's some deep philosophical questions about like who you are as a person and whether or not that person stays that same person when you interrupt it. Like, it's not quite the same thing as teleportation, but it's kind of the same notion, you know? Like, am I the same person that had their tooth out if I don't remember having my tooth out? I mean, at some point that memory's gonna fade anyway. So, at some point I'm just not that person anymore. Which is just gonna have to be something I accept over time. But like, purposely enforcing that seems odd somehow. I mean, I guess it's not that odd. It feels odd. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about the glass. Just dump it. Yeah, just dump it. Alright, and away you go. Alright, we're practically done. Cockpit's gonna be the easy part here.
Credit applied.
But the other stuff looks like it burned properly, which is great. Yeah, we missed the glass. Big deal. We're getting a lot of mini-me stickers. There's got to be, like, grades of those, I guess?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
And apparently only one seat. No co-pilot, huh? You know, there's talk about doing that nowadays. I'm kind of not wild about it. Planes not having co-pilots.
Applying credit.
You just have this one pilot. It's like, dude, people get tired, man. Especially on, like, long trips. I can't imagine that being a good idea. I mean, I suppose if there's an autopilot, and then you have the backup pilot, that might be fine. And autopilots for planes are actually pretty advanced, so that might totally work. I don't see anything in here we need to grab, so into the furnace you go. And maybe that's what's happening with the ship, too, right? Like, spaceships probably mostly fly themselves nowadays. So in the future, that's probably only going to be more true. At some point, the human's a liability. Like, you just won't, the person won't do what you expect them to do. Whereas the computer will always do what you expect it to do, which is usually a good thing, especially if you're trying to do, like, air traffic control or something. There we go. Done and done. No worries. Okay, we did lose electric cables when we experimented with just throwing stuff into the processor, so there you go. We lost the door, of course, as per usual. We did lose a light. Oh, we lost 2 lights. Apparently didn't pick up one of the door consoles. And we lost a little bit of glass. That's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. Alright, one more ship like that, and we'll probably get another cert. What's the maximum? I'm trying to remember what the maximum rank is. I want to say it's 50. But I don't know why I think that. I mean, it's totally based off... Well, it can't be based off of links tokens. It's different. I was thinking, like, when you run out of ranks, you run out of links tokens to get, but that's not true. Links tokens are based on ships. MP's theoretically based on ships, but if they want to be, like, 50 or something, this should probably be... Probably an exponential projection, right? You don't want it just geometric. Well, do you want it geometric? You might be able to do it geometric. As long as it does the slope where eventually it reaches towards infinity. You don't want it to actually say infinity points to the next level, though that would be hilarious. But at some point, it's going to be a stupid amount of points. Or at least it should be. Because that's my theory. Alright, at least we got a repair kit out of it. That's great. And that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This has been Hardspace Shipbreaker. I'm Peace Universe here, Peace Universe 2, and I'll see you guys next time.